So a really long time ago, I bought like every type of guitar pick that I could think of. Like I got like a titanium one, a steel one, a stone one. I got thumb picks. I got coconut shell guitar picks. I got Delrin picks, you know, Ultex, and like every type of plastic pick that you can imagine, every type of material that I could get my hands on. And I did that just to experiment with, you know, the various sounds and like which one I liked the most, right? Because the pick makes a lot of difference in terms of precision and technique. So the first pick is this Kirk Hammett Jazz 3. On my other channel, I was talking about this pick a little bit. I actually like this pick a lot. Initially, I thought that it was kind of lame, but I think it's kind of cool now. It would be dope if it glowed in the dark and it had like a grip on it, like the Max grip. But it doesn't have that, unfortunately. But I've grown to like it. You know, it's a decent pick. It's just like a Jazz 3 with this cool little cutout on it. Now this is a wood pick. Unfortunately, this isn't the wood pick that I wanted, but it is made out of wood, but it's just not the way that I wanted it to be. Like my old guitar teacher, he was a jazz player. He had a really awesome custom guitar, like a hollow body, like a semi-hollow, I believe. It was an incredible guitar, and he had like a custom wood pick as well, and it had like a particular vibe to it. It was really big and thick. But this one is kind of like that, but it's like more like mass produced, you know. But so it definitely has a particular vibe to it. It's mostly a feeling though. It's a different feeling, I would say. But I guess we'll find out when I listen back to it. This is supposed to be a horn pick. I don't know, it's probably not actually made out of horn, but it was supposed to be. And I don't actually know what this is made out of, but that's what it was marketed as. I'm sure it's kind of like against some environmental regulation if it was horn, but regardless, it's kind of cool anyway. It's got this interesting pick on it, or this grip on it. It's got like a hole for your finger. say that was similar to the wood pick, but I guess we'll find out later. Now this is a stone pick. For a little while I was using this stone pick, and it's from Stoneworks, I believe it's called. Yeah, he has like a website and I bought it from him online. These are cool picks too. It has like a solid point on it, kind of like a Jazz 3. So right away it's like scratchier, right? Tell you what though, it makes that like mute, makes the muted string effect sound awesome. Now this is a max grip Jazz 3. For the longest time, this was actually my #1 favorite pick. And the reason why is because it's amazing for like shred. It's amazing for jazz too. Just a real pleasure to play with. It's got a nice grip on it, nice point, very precise. Awesome pick. I love that one so much. Now here's a steel pick, I believe. Yeah, I got a ton of these. They basically cost nothing. It's obviously a different sound right away. For single notes, it's pretty weird. Ugh. Ugh. It's not for me. Now the Ernie Ball Prodigy, another great pick that's made out of like a some kind of like plastic, some kind of like nylon. It's a very smooth plastic. These are excellent picks in my opinion. They almost sound like the way they feel, which is like smooth and gentle. The bulb. Now in my article for Traveling Guitarist, which is where I first did this experiment, I said that this was the most versatile pick. And to this day, I would still say this is a very versatile pick because it's kind of like the Ernie Ball Prodigy one where it's like more, it's like got this soft vibe to it. It's like soft and like gentle, and but it's got a nice precise point on it too. So it's good for shredding, it's good for strumming. I mean, you can use this pick for pretty much everything. Definitely a smoother vibe, very easy to play with that pick, and I think it sounds gentler. It sounds a little more chill. Here's another stone pick, also from Stoneworks. Remember I tried playing with these on the electric for a long time. Definitely sounds bright and good. The stone sounds better than the steel for sure. I love that progression. I'm always using that progression, like E minor, C, G major. Always sounds incredible. Here's like the super flexy Dunlop pick. Really, this is like the first pick I ever used back in the day. It's crazy that I use this. I guess it would work for metal. It's so flappy though, these picks. It's got this like flappy, clappy sound. Yeah, definitely not for me.
By the way, I'd recommend getting my cheat sheet too, my triad cheat sheet. It's all the triads in every position in root, first, and second inversion. It's really helpful for learning chords and many other music theory concepts. But you can get it at travelingguitarist.com/fretboard-cheat sheet. And then you sign up to my list, I give you the cheat sheet. And yeah, it's a really useful tool that I use all the time.
I don't like that pick at all. Here's a coconut pick. This one's like weird, right? Because it's like actually coconut. You can see how it's kind of like shaped funny. But I remember it sounding pretty good. When it comes to picks, I think that like the thickness and that's almost like the primary factor in the way that a pick sounds. It's like, just like how thick is it? You know what I mean? Because like if it's thick, it's almost like the way that it passes through the strings is the primary factor in terms of the way that it sounds, rather than the material. So like a really lightweight pick will be very flappy sounding, and then one like this will be more like solid and warm. Yeah, it's whatever. It's okay. here's obviously the Jazz 3 classic pick, the red one. I used this one for years. Oh, sounds great. It's also the easiest to play with. Great stuff. Here's the titanium pick. This one's kind of weird. Just sounds like steel, if you ask me. I would say all the Prodigy ones sound the same. I got a bunch of Prodigies here. They pretty much all have a similar vibe, but someone will probably yell at me in the comments. So I'm gonna try them anyway. Here's a super pointy one. Then here's like the shield one. This is the shield one. And that's just a smaller shield one. This one. Definitely a pleasure to play with. I would say that for sure. Here's another one, like the teardrop Ernie ball.
A little harder to use.
Slightly warmer, a little harder to use than some of the other picks. Here's my my favorite Prodigy. I've used it a lot, so the point is pretty much gone. Sounds very similar to a Jazz 3. And I mean, I guess it is a Jazz 3. It's Jazz 3 shape anyway. Here's one that makes a very considerable difference. This is like a felt pick. You'd use it for ukulele. It's like, it makes it so like warm. Doesn't sound good with single notes though. Here's Ultex. Sounds pretty good. And here's like this heavy, this Fender medium, excuse me, this triangle one. Sounds all right. Here is the Dream Theater from John Frusciante, or no, what's his name? Oh yeah, John Petrucci. Good pick, a little too big for me though. I like the Jazz 3 size a little more. And then here's a Fender Heavy. That's like a weird pick. Here's a Fender Medium. It's kind of like the same style. Here's another celluloid pick, but this one's thin. Definitely, it's not really for me, but I can see why people would use it. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it.
So now that I'm all done and I'm finished editing the video, just figured I'd give my opinion on whether or not guitar picks really make a difference. And I would say for acoustic, the difference is more pronounced. For electric guitar, it's considerably diminished. And you know, I remember watching a video one time from this dude, another guitar guy, Uncle Judy, I think is his name. He's got like a funny, cool channel. And Music is Win had a video on it as well. Now, I mean, they both had different conclusions. I know the Uncle Judy guy, he said that it made like very little difference. And I would agree that the guitar picks, it makes a difference, a small tonal difference. But the difference mostly lies in, I believe, the thickness of the pick. It lies in the attack, and it lies in how you strike the pick or the string, excuse me. It relies more on that, and that makes the biggest difference. At least with electric guitar. With acoustic guitar, it's just a little more of a difference. But it's one of those things where it's not a huge thing. It's not a huge thing. I think at the end of the day, my personal favorites in terms of like how it sounds and how it feels is the horn pick. I think the horn pick sounds cool. I like the wood pick. Obviously the Jazz 3 is great. Anything Jazz 3, the Delrins, the Ultex or whatever, they all sound good. But they all feel good as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think the difference is like particularly massive. But you can let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are.